one of my favorite, chicken pie. A cooked chicken base, a delicious rich white sauce, and my homemade all-natural buttery flaky pie crust. Only butter and no shortening. Also, check out my video for the best flaky homemade pie crust. I will link the video in description. This chicken pie recipe is super easy with a delicious filling. You are going to love it. So, let's get started. For this recipe you will need 1 medium-sized onion diced, 1 cup chopped green beans, 2 cups of thinly sliced mushrooms. Mushrooms shrink quite a bit once they are cooked. 1 large bell peppers chopped, 1 carrot sliced into quarter-inch disc, and also quarter cup of celery chopped, 1 cup of minced parsley, quarter cup of all-purpose flour, 1 tablespoon of Italian seasoning, 2 tablespoons of butter, 1 tablespoon of dried dill weeds, salt and pepper, 1 cup of potato which has been boiled and cut into quarters. Also you will need 1 cup of milk. You can substitute milk with a cup of heavy whipping cream instead. Start by blanching carrots and celery for a couple of minutes. This will help to soften them up. I'll transfer to the stove and boil them. After 2 minutes, take it out of this flame. Now my carrots and celery are nice and soft. I'm going to strain them and keep them aside while we are preparing the rest of the ingredients. Next comes the chicken. Here I'm using 2 skinless, boneless chicken breasts which will be around 1 pound. Cut them into small cubes just to speed up the cooking process. Transfer them to a bowl and I'm going to season them well with black pepper and salt. Here I have used around 1 teaspoon of black pepper. You can do this step a day ahead and put your chicken in a Ziploc bag and then save the stock. Mix it well. You can also bake the chicken bites by coating them well with olive oil, salt and pepper and baking them in a preheated oven at 420 Fahrenheit for around 15 minutes. I have added them to a saucepan and added some water and cooked them for around 15 minutes. After 15 minutes, chicken is done. Cutting chicken into small pieces greatly helps to reduce the cooking time. So I'm going to transfer the broth to a bowl which will be used later for making white sauce for the pie. Today I am making pie in this oven-proof square dish. So layer the pan with the cooked chicken. Now that the chicken cubes are soft and juicy, with the help of a fork, just mince them and uniformly spread them at the bottom of the pan. Proceeding to make the white sauce. Onto a heavy bottom pan, add in 2 tablespoons of butter which is unsalted. Once butter has melted, add in the diced onions. Saute the onions and then add in salt. Pan should be on medium heat at this point. Cook onions, stir, watch closely and adjust the heat accordingly. We're looking for a light browning effect. One good thing about making this pie is that all the veggies need not be of the perfect size, as basically all of them are going to a stew. Now I'm adding in my 2 cups of sliced mushrooms and saute for another 10 seconds. Mushrooms shrink quite a bit during the cooking process. I'm adding in chopped bell peppers and then chopped beans. Saute until veggies are soft. We have to make sure that they are all uniformly cooked. When it comes to the choice of veggies to use in this recipe, you can use frozen vegetables, asparagus, peas, sweet corn. Just mix and match as per your liking. Cover it and cook it for 2 minutes. Now that our veggies are all tender, it's time to sprinkle the flour. I have a total of quarter cups which I'll be adding in 2 batches. After sprinkling the flour, saute continuously. This will help to thicken up the sauce. This is the base for the chicken pie filling. Sauteing helps to get rid of the raw flour taste. Now add in the chicken broth which has been saved before. It was around 3/4 cups of broth. As you saute, you can observe that the gravy has thickened a bit. Now add in 1 cup of milk. This is whole milk, but you can also substitute, as I mentioned earlier, with equal quantities of heavy whipping cream just to increase the richness of the filling. Continue cooking until the mixture becomes a thick gravy consistency. I'm a huge fan of dishes that can be prepared well in advance and can be enjoyed throughout the weekdays when I need something fast. Some people call it meal prep, right? Once my gravy has thickened, it's time to add in parsley. I'm adding 1 cup of chopped parsley. Parsley imparts a very subtle taste, enhances the color and flavor of the dish. The carrots and celery, which has already been blanched and kept in the beginning. Add them too. Stir them into the gravy. Now to season the gravy, I have added half teaspoon of pepper, 1 tablespoon of dill weeds and 1 tablespoon of Italian seasoning. Add in the boiled potatoes which has been cautered. Here I have used 4 tiny red potatoes. Now once potatoes are also stirred in, white sauce is ready to go into the pie dish. Just pour in your mixture on top of the chicken layer and level the surface with a spatula. Now we have to add the final layer, which is the pastry crust. We are using 1 disc of pie crust for this recipe, which I have made the day before. This has been chilling in the refrigerator for overnight. Lightly dust your workspace or your pastry sheet to prevent the pie dough from sticking. Gently roll the pie crust. Dust your rolling pin too. One thing to note here is that you have to let your dough relax on the counter for at least 4 to 5 minutes before rolling them out. This makes the rolling process much easier. Keep turning or moving your pie dough in between to ensure it does not stick to the mat. If it cracks in between, just pinch it together and everything will work out. Try to apply even pressure on the dough to ensure uniform thickness to the pastry sheet. Pinch and keep on rolling. If you don't have time to do the dough, you can get some frozen puff pastry and defrost and use that instead. Cut rolled out pastry dough into 3/4 inch strips, either with the help of a pizza cutter or with a knife. The strips need not be of perfect uniform size. If some of the strips are thicker or thinner than the other, it's totally fine. Weave the top crust. Arrange the first row of your lattice pie crust. You can adjust the strips to have as much or as little gaps in between each of the strips. Once the first layer of strips are placed, lift and fold back every alternate strips and place your lattice in there. Now place back the strips. Repeat the process with the next set of alternate strips. Trim off the excess dough. Once you have your weaved top crust ready, you can chill this pie in the refrigerator for 10 minutes before applying the egg wash. Separate the egg white from the yolk. Ensure that you coat every section of this pie crust with the egg wash. The uncoated surface will have a visibly different color and texture. Bake on a 400-degree Fahrenheit preheated oven for about 30 to 35 minutes or until the top crust is golden brown. Once the pie is out of the oven, leave on the counter to cool slightly. It's time to dig in finally. I'm so hungry right now and I'm going to cut out a huge piece. The crust is so flaky and satisfying, you gotta try this. This is delicious when it is warm, when it is at room temperature, and even if you grab it straight out of the fridge. Look at this pie filling. It is perfectly thickened and it is never going to spill apart. It's an absolute comfort food. Please try it out and let me know in the comments. Thank you for watching. See you on our next video. Till then, take care and goodbye. Also, stay tuned to my channel. Please like, share and subscribe.